Welcome to this demo on SketchUp. When you log into the web base of SketchUp, basically this is the screen that you see. The cursor tool that is using is actually the select tool. Since I don't want this 2D man, I'll select by clicking on it. Notice it's highlighted in a red box. Just press delete on my keyboard to delete it. Now, SketchUp has three axes: the blue, the green, and the red. Basically, whatever we are modeling on SketchUp is a 3D object. I will show how to use the follow me tool and later on also the array tool in copying. Okay. Need to first draw a cross section area of the object I want to follow me. So I go to search for view. I can either select the left view or the right view. Notice now only two axes is there, the blue and the green. The red axis is basically from this point here that comes directly to you, so you can't see it. It goes to get a rectangle tool because on the box my drawing in the rectangle. Now I need to enlarge it, so I go to the orbit tool here. I select zoom extend. Okay, zoom extend basically tells SketchUp to zoom in to whatever you have drawn. So I go to the line tool, select the line so I can draw. Okay, so remember, first click is the starting of the line, second click is the ending, and then there's no need to click anymore. First click because it follows. So again, if I click on this, that is the ending. Next, I goes to show you how to use the pie tool. So okay, pie tool, there are three clicks. Starting point, which is the center of the sector, click. Okay, this is the starting of the arc. Second click, and I move it down. Okay, that is the third click. So notice I draw a pie. Again, I can also use 3-point arc. So it involves 3 clicks again. First click is the starting point of the arc. Second click is the ending point. And notice there's a magenta, or rather a lilac colored curve. That is the recommended by. Okay, let me show you again. First click, second click is the ending point, and see the lilac color curve. Okay. If I want to select it, I just click at that click. And it is a curve that is tangent to this curve here. So it's actually a very smooth curve. Right? So if that's what you want, then select that. So again, first click, second click, third click. Goes to orbit again. Now, pen. Pen basically allows you to navigate laterally in your SketchUp environment. Okay, so I go to line, select the line again. Okay, starting from the endpoint here, first click, second click. So the other way to navigate is basically you can zoom in and zoom out by scrolling the scroll button on your mouse. Okay, so I want to delete now whatever I don't need, the lines I don't need. So I go get eraser, click on this. These are the lines I don't want. Okay, so this is the figure that I want. Notice it's actually a 2D figure. Again, I go oblique again, orbits again, okay, to orbit around the environment. right? It's a 2D object. Now, next I want to draw a circle. That is the path that I want follow me to use. So I go get circle 2, hover at the rectangle, click on this. Circle 2 is here, click to get circle. I need a blue circle. It must be perpendicular to the blue axis. Okay. Notice it orientates itself depending on the point that you go to. So if I goes to anywhere on the surface of my drawing, it's basically a red circle. Reason, because what I've drawn is perpendicular to the red axis, but I want a blue. So what I do is this, to lock this, I press shift with fingers on the other hand and hold it. So no matter where I go now, it's a blue circle. So I go to this point here, click, and I move it up, click. So that's how I draw a circle. Right, the first click is the center of circle, and you move up to get the radius that you want. Okay, so this is what I've drawn so far. So now I go to select tool again. Okay. Goes to the circumference. Any point on the circumference, I click. Notice the circumference turns blue. Okay. Now, if I click on the inside, it actually selects the area of the circle. That's why the area is highlighted by blue dots. But that's not what I want. I want the circumference. Right. So notice there's a difference between one click and two click. If I goes inside, I double click. Notice the circumference and the area are selected. Okay, whereas one click only selects either the circumference because I hover at the edge of the circumference or the area. Right? If I hover my cursor inside the circle. So the circumference is where I want. I click it. That's a path I want follow me to follow. So I go to the push pull. That's where follow me tool is. This is a follow me tool. Okay, so now I go to it. Oops. Okay, that's it. Okay, so remember, firstly, I go select. Okay, let me undo it and show you again. I go select the path I want follow me to take. So I click on the circumference of the circle. Next, I get a follow me tool. Okay, I goes to the object I've drawn. This is the object I want follow me to take. Oops, again, something is wrong. Let's try again. Circumference, follow me. That's it. Okay. So let's see again. See, notice the bottom looks more solid, whereas the top looks to be hollow. Okay. Okay, let me delete this. Remember, this circle that I've drawn is basically the path which I don't want. So now, I can actually make it look more solid by healing. Okay, in SketchUp they call healing it to make it more like a solid figure. So I need to get the circle tool again, right? Because the top is a circle. Okay, I need a blue circle. So if I orientate myself to the base, it's actually a blue circle because the base is perpendicular to the blue axis. Okay, I go to origin, I click, that's the center of my circle. Now, there's a difference between here and here. Okay, although it's a circle, SketchUp actually use a 24-sided polygon as a circle. So if I'm going to use end my circle here, notice the two circle doesn't mesh. That's not what I want, right? So let me once again make sure I have a blue circle. So I get a blue circle. Okay, origin is the center of the circle. Click and I move up. I want to move up to the end point here. So when I click, the two circles mesh nicely. Okay. So that's what I want. So next, let me zoom extend in again. Go to select, and 3 clicks basically select length, breadth, and width. See, so the whole object is selected. I right click. I want to make this in a component, so I select make component. Okay, now you can actually label the component that you have made. So I label it as leg. So I type in leg, accept it, and that's it. So I've used the follow me tool. Next, let me show you how to copy. Before that, I need to make a top. So I get a circle tool. Again, I want a blue circle. Go to origin, I click, I move this out. Okay, as big as possible, I click. So let me show you from this side. This is what I have. So I want to use the push pull tool. Push pull tool will basically adds thickness, in this case, to the circle. So it becomes a cylinder. So notice, move it, okay, to the surface of my circle. Area is highlighted. Click and move it up. See? So notice, okay, I add. So you can actually create a cylinder that way. So I click to accept that is the thickness that I want. Okay. Again, I'll make this into a component. So I go to select tool, triple click on it, right click, select make component. Okay, I'll name this as top. Okay. So now I have two components. Okay, next I go to orbit tool again, right? I want to orbit it downwards. Okay, I'll show you now how to use the move tool. So I want to move the first object that I've drawn, the leg that I've drawn. So I select by clicking on it. Notice, because I make this a component, this component is actually created by blue line. So I go to get a move tool, click on this, go to this object here, click, and then I move it. Now, I want to move it so that it is always at the bottom of the top that I've drawn. So I must move it along the red axis. If I move it anywhere else, it's no longer at the bottom, directly at the bottom of the top. So it must be a blue axis. Wrong, it must be a red axis. So now move it here. So that's how I use the move tool. Okay, next I want to copy. So what I do is this. I goes to get a rotate tool. Okay. Now I can actually rotate this. Again, rotate requires 3 clicks. The first click is the center of rotation. Click. Second is basically the axis. So I move it along the red axis. I click it, and then I move it. So notice on the lower right hand corner, as I move, the angle changes. Okay, so if I want 60 degrees, I just click to accept. So in other words, I actually move this leg 60 degrees away, okay, with the origin as the point of rotation, right? That's not what I want, so I undo. So you can undo by Control Z. Okay. So let me show you how to copy. So I goes to this again, origin, but I do not click. What I need to do now is press Control. Okay, use finger on the other hand, press Control and hold, and I click on the mouse. That's the first click. Now I can release my finger on the other hand. So I move. So this is the axis of rotation. Click. Notice, instead of moving, I'm actually copying, right? So this is 45 degrees. If I accept it, I will click on this, but I want to copy 7 of the legs. So what I do is this, I type in 7x. Notice on the lower left hand corner here, 7x appear. So I type in 7x and I hit enter. So notice now I've made an array of the legs. So in other words, I've copied this leg 7 times at 45 degrees. Okay, that's all. Thank you.